Hi guys, thanks for checking out this video. For this video I've come out to do a little bit of float fishing to target some mullet. There's a chance of some black bream as well, potentially some small bass as well on the float. Float fishing some bread flake this afternoon. It's absolutely howling with wind all over the island, so I've managed to, with the help of some larger tides that we're getting this weekend, actually get out and find a spot where I can fish the last 2 hours of the flood and tide, and perhaps an hour after if it's not too dark. But yeah, going to be targeting mullet in this video. There's a chance, like I say, of a black bream turning up. I've had them here before, so yeah, not much else to do really apart from wait for the tide. It's still a little bit early. I've got here a little bit early just to check out it is fishable with the amount of wind we're getting. It's like a 4, 6, 7 on the south coast, so I've made my way up this way just to see if I can winkle out a fish. So guys, if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen any of my mullet videos before, I'll quickly run through the setup that I'm going to be using in this video. If you have seen my videos before, then it's pretty much the same with the exception of changing my float over from a waggler to a chubber. But yeah, let's get into it, and fingers crossed we can get something this afternoon. So guys, my setup then for today is my 13-foot Mitchell Lake float rod. I've got that fitted with a Shimano Katana 4000, and that's loaded with 10-pound monofilament, which goes all the way up to my float, which I've got a chubber float on there. It's a fairly heavy one just because I wasn't sure about the wind today. I've undershot it today. I've gone for a 4 gram section of shot there, which is trapped between 2 float stops, so I can adjust the length if the fish are a little bit picky and I want a longer length of between the lead and the hook, which is a bit further down the line. I can just run my lead further up, but usually I like to fish quite short. And after that split shot, I've just got a small swivel down to some 10-pound fluorocarbon, which is the Varavas hard top stuff, which I really like at the moment. And then that goes down to my hook, which is a size 8 microbarbed specialist. Another part of the essential bit of kit to bring with me today is my drop net. I've just got a bit of rope there on this drop net, so hopefully we get this wet today and hopefully there's a fish in there. Just down there's a nice bit of fresh water coming out there, so sometimes you find that the mullet and the bass, they like that sort of thing. A little bit of fresh water going into the sea there. We've had lots of rain, so that's probably going to be pouring out all night, that. And I've got a couple of ledges just down there, so I'm just waiting for this second ledge to fill up. There's a little head there and a couple of reefs just out in front here, and a sandy gully. So I'm hoping any fish that are coming on the feed to this area here, which I've actually chucked some bread offerings already, and a couple down there you can probably see on the shelf there. Just as that tide starts to come in, I'm hoping it washes a little bit out so the fish can find that. But also just looking onto the to the beach just there, there's quite a build-up of some weed there, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe the mullet that would intentionally come in to feed on any of the maggots or fly larvae that's in that weed might stop by here first and take a liking to the bread. So that's the plan of action anyway. It's basically a session of just get out the wind and hope for the best, but fingers crossed I can get you guys a couple of fish on camera and it's not a wasted journey. So guys, got some bread here. Just going to take that off the bench quick and chuck a little bit more out. A little bit of bread there. Just flick it out. Apologies if my camera is steaming up a bit. There's a lot of rain on the way and it's that misty sort of rain, so it's a bit of a nightmare. Just going to get a couple more spoons out there. Be able to start fishing soon as it's possible to land a fish. My float's going out. So there it is again guys, the float setup, just in case you wanted to have another look at it. And to adjust the depth of the float, I can literally just pull on the float and that's it. If I want to go shallower, I just bring it closer to the lead shot like so, and in turn it's closer to the hook, so a shallower float. Just in case some of you were wondering and weren't too sure. So the mission today is going to be keeping this bread dry. So I'm going to try and refrain from ripping the bag open and actually doing it properly with these wet hands if you can. I'll keep the crust on the top, that should help keep everything nice and dry. I'm just going to take a little pinch, guys, tiny little pinch, like that. Put that back in there for now, for 2 seconds. And to put it on, you might have seen me doing this in my other videos. I literally just get the hook, put it like that, and then just fold the bread over and just squeeze around the top part of the bread and leave that bottom bit fluffy. Well, I thought I just missed a bite there before. I literally turned my head for 2 seconds and then I turned back and my float was sort of sideways and the bread is gone. I'm just left with a little bit of bootlace weed there. So I'm going to get some fresh bread out. I'm also going to chuck out a couple of bread offerings, a couple of spoonfuls of that. See if we can get them properly on the feed now. It seems fairly slow at the moment. Second chuck out, so yeah, let's keep going. So guys, after a big downpour of rain and the tide coming up a little bit more, nothing to report. I am starting to get some small bites though. I think they're tiny little mullet perhaps, or small bream that have come in on the bread offerings, and just a couple of little dips down on the float, but nothing special. So it seems quite quiet so far in the session, and that tide has come right up to where I was expecting to probably get a fish, but to no avail. So guys, desperate times call for desperate measures. I've just lobbed the float as far as I can in this wind. Probably doesn't seem like much on camera at the moment because it's fairly sheltered, but when I go to cast, the wind just tries to blow it back at my face. But yeah, I've lobbed it out a little bit further just in the hope that there might be a fish sat out a little bit deeper. Set the float a little bit deeper as well, so we'll have to wait and see. Guys, honestly just missed a really good bite. Didn't have the GoPro running, but my confidence is sky high now. Been absolutely ages, probably about an hour and a half, no bites whatsoever, and the float just went on its side and then darted under. So yeah, must be some fish there. Gonna get a fresh piece of bread on now and get the float back out there. Gonna also chuck out some fresh bread offerings. Whatever's there, I'd like it to stay there, so let's get some bread out for it. Well, it's certainly nice to be getting bites now, guys, because I've been stood here a good hour without even a dip on the float. Nice little bit of bread like that. There we go, guys. Fish on. Yeah, it's a black bream, guys. Not a bad one actually, considering. He isn't a bad one. I might actually get the net for this. It doesn't look too bad down there, but presume he's well hooked. Apologies for the filming right now, guys, just trying to get this over the net. He's not a bad size one. Oh, and he's just gone, missed it. There we go. Got him. Difficult to net when it's that close. He's not bad, I don't think. Anything over a pound on the float goes well. I'll get him unhooked and you guys can have a look at him. On mullet gear, they certainly put up a scrap. Not a bad size one, guys, on the float gear. Just gonna get some more bread out, guys. Let's get this one out there. Be nice to actually see a mullet. Definitely getting mullety bites, but it looks like the bream are contesting for the bait. Just trying a little bit closer in just to see if I can winkle out a mullet, because I think the bream are a little bit further out. I'd like to think this plan works. Oh no, there's another fish. Spoke too soon. What is this? Bream again, a little one. Yeah, another black bream, guys. Putting up a good scrap. I can probably winch this one as well. Oh, for a second there I thought it was a white bream, but it's not. Just getting back. Well guys, that's pretty cool. Two black bream. Probably about 10 casts, but fishing's been quite slow. Oh, there's a bite. There we go. This feels better. Slightly better. Because it's coming quite easy. It is a bream. It's a black bream, not a white bream like I thought before. Got my hopes up when I seen the tail. Small black bream, which I could probably get away with winching again. If I'm lucky, he might actually be net worthy, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try it anyway, guys. In fact, he might go back. Let's try it. Best of luck, mate. He did go back. Oh, nice, sweet. Unfortunately, no mullet, but plenty of black bream on the feed. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That would be much appreciated. Until the next trip out, until the next video, tight lines, and I'll catch you in the next one.